Welcome to Study Room. This video is on Postal Manual Volume 7, focusing only on Postman and MTS syllabus. As per our knowledge, the syllabus of Postman and MTS exams covers the following topics. That is stamps and seals, portfolio and its contents, stationery, preparation of daily report, mail abstract, exchange of mails, cage TB, disposal of mails addressed to section or mail office, closing of transit bag, duties and responsibility of mail guard or mail agent, final duty before quitting van or office, A and B order. If any topics left out in the syllabus, you can just go through that. This is on 128th video from Study Room. This is mainly focusing on exam preparation. So please forward it to all the aspirants who are applied for Postman or MTS exams. If they quickly go through this will be really helpful for them. Regarding each topics, we are going to discuss mainly on main points which we feel important for a postman exam. We are not going in depth. As far as stamps and seals are concerned, as you know, we are talking about a mail office. Here, every set in a mail office will be supplied with 4 stamps and seals. That is a date stamp, a name stamp, a date seal, detained late fee not paid stamp. So you can definitely refer this. There may be questions on this. When we say stamps and seal, especially insured seal, the insured seal will always remain under the custody of head sorting assistant. Very important. Please note down. This is very important. Each date stamp and seal is supplied with a type box where they can change the date and month. The additional special date stamps will be supplied to a registration branch and parcel branch when it is working as a separate units. If a mail department of a sorting mail office where the duties connected with mail exchange are performed by an official other than its sorting assistant, then for them also special date stamp will be provided separately. The detained late fee not be paid stamp is supplied to mail office section which deals with letter box clearance. Okay, so which section of a mail office possess the detained late fee not paid stamp means the branch or a section which deals with the letterbox clearance. So that is the answer for that. The portfolio and its content. When we talk about portfolio, here we are talking about sections. That is, section means the mail office people who are working in a moving train. It is called as a section. So each train will be divided into several sections. While working in a section, they require certain items to work, correct? It will be provided in a box type container with a lock and key facility that we call it as portfolio. So what are the contents of this portfolio? So that is the message here. This ACME cover, wax heater, bundle of work papers, due mail list, stamps and seals, memo of distribution of work, writing material, error book, box and safety matches, carbolic soap cakes, first aid box, order book, duster, book of service message form, ink pad with tin case, telegraph message code. Now it is not there. Parrot build scissor, type teaser, pen knife, brass files or papers, poker, rubber stamping pad. That means what are the things required for a section to work. So all these equipments, all the required stationaries will be kept inside that box, it is portfolio, and which will be having a lock and key facility. Okay, so this is the meaning of this. Portfolio will be always remain under the personal custody of head sorting assistant or a mail guard who is responsible for that set or a section. Along with portfolio, one sealed bag will also be there. What are the contents of this sealed bag? That is sweeping brush, label for bag, late fee notice board, jute twine, ball twine, the seal holder and wooden blocks, sealing wax, stamp brush, covers. In addition, there will be a sack bag containing empty bags. So what are the things they will be carrying? One is a portfolio, another one a sealed bag and sack bag. The third topic is a stationery. It is given under Rule 23 of Chapter 2. A stationery is a rate list issued by a superintendent. Rate list means what are the things they can have. It shows quantity or number of article of the stationery to be supplied to each set of every section and mail office in a division. That means when set starts, what are the required forms and stationeries they should have, so that each time they are going to supply. For example, record office will supply to HSA. HSA in turn will supply to the various sets or sections. So this is a chain. So a set should obtain stationery from a HSA. In turn, HSA will get from record office. Next one is a preparation of a daily report, Rule 28 of Chapter 2. The form used for preparation of daily report is Form MS83. You can note down that. HSA submits the daily report to superintendent. Here you can note HSA submits to superintendent through record officer. So record officer here is just a role of forwarding with his comments. HSA will prepare based on irregularities what is noticed in the set during the work of that entire set. You will be noting that in a daily report, whatever he noted in daily report will be forwarded to superintendent. The next topic is mail abstract. Form M42 used for a mail abstract in a transit section and M43 for a mail office. When we say mail abstract, it is having a two component, that is mails and bag. Both mails and bags will have an abstract and both will have receipt and dispatch column. In a receipt column of a mail receipt, we have following columns: due mail list to be received, actual mails received, bags opened by a section or office, forward bag. When we say dispatch, mail dispatch column, due mail to be dispatched, actually dispatched, bag closed by section, forward bag. So here what are the things we have to remember? Mainly what are the forms used, and mail abstract contains two parts, that is mails and bag. Both mails and bag will have a columns like receipt and dispatch. Okay. Topic is exchange of mails, Rule 40 of Chapter 2. The exchange of mail is a main responsibility of a mail guard or a mail agent. When the exchange of mails happens between the train, the mail guard or mail agent first take mails from a train which are due for each station, then hand over the bag to be dispatched. So that is the procedure. In the main um, cities where a train stops for more hours, first he can hand over his dispatch articles so that he can keep the area vacant, then he can exchange. Normally, while exchange bags between the trains, first he has to collect from the train, then he has to hand over. So that is the first point. The carrier, that is, it may be a sorting assistant, mail agent, mail peon, whoever carries the mail for exchange purpose, will not be allowed to enter the van, inside the van. They have to exchange the bags at the door or window of the van. They should not go inside. So that is the rule. The cage TB, rule 41 of chapter 2. I am not sure whether this system is still available or not. However, a cage TB means in a mail van, a cage type compartment will be made to keep the parcels or the articles safely. So what here it tells is, if there is a cage TB, head sorting assistant should enter the van and after examining the seal and fastening to ascertain whether they have been tampered or not, HSA should open the cage TB and examine the seal, card, label and condition of the bag and check them with the mail list containing it. Then the bag should be taken delivery of. The key of cage TB is to be forwarded in a sealed cover. So HSA actually opens the cage TB. Okay, so whether this concept is there or not, for your academic purpose, you please remember this. So here HSA is permitted to enter the van. So that is the important point. This is the next topic, disposal of mails addressed to a section or a mail office. Rule 42 of chapter 2. So when TB bag is addressed to a mail office or a section, the mail guard or mail agent himself can open. Then mail guard or mail agent should examine the bag, especially the account bag and branch office bag, and compare it with the entries in a mail list which will be found inside the transit bag. A parcel bag should be entered in a mail abstract and then transferred under receipt to be taken in a parcel abstract. Okay, the forward bag received by a sorting or transit mail office, whether taken out for a transit bag or received loose, will remain in the custody of HSA until it is time to dispatch them. So I think these are the important points in this particular area. So I have reproduced it. However, if you want to read more, you can read the manual. So a lot of other information also available. The next topic is closing of transit bag. Rule 45 of chapter 2. Here there are two important points, that is transit bag must always be closed and sealed in the presence and under the direct supervision of HSA or head mail guard or mail agent. So there may be questions on this. Next, HSA should examine the due and unusual bag which are to be placed in TB according to a mail list prepared. So HSA should examine the due and unusual bag which are to be placed in TB. Okay, so that is his duty. So this or maybe important questions. Duties and responsibilities of mail guard or mail agent. It is given in Rule 105 of Chapter 4. The main duties lies with receipt, custody, sorting and dispatch of article posted in a van or office and of closed mails. His responsibility begins when articles are cleared from letterbox or when closed mails are made over to him by a section, office or carrier and continues until bags are delivered or dispatched to destination. But when transit bag addressed to the section or office are opened by this mail guard or mail agent, which we have already seen, and the contents of the transit bags, that is other bags, will be disposed according to the rule. All irregularities or unusual occurrence connected with his work are promptly detected and brought to the notice, and that his work papers are completed and correctly prepared. He has to prepare work papers. So main duty is he is the custodian of the bags. Normally deals with the closed bags. So he is responsible for proper receipt of bags, proper handing over of the bags to the different units, and while sending also he or whether the bags are correctly dispatched. So that is his main role. So this is the next topic, that is final duties before quitting van or office. Rule 115 of chapter 4. So this is little bit big topic when compared to others. So I request you to go through the rulings also. So to simplify this, I have made the following points. So the mail agent or mail guard should examine the fittings of lamps, etc. of a van to see that nothing has been damaged or lost. So whether the condition of the van is good or not. So that he has to check. Then he should replace the stamps, seals, books, etc. in a portfolio. In portfolio, they will take what are the items required. No? After that, the required items should be replaced. Put the empty bag for return to the record office in the bag provided for the purpose and label and seals the letter bag. So return the empty bags to the record office, that is one duty. Then label and seal the letter bag, so that is his duty. He should then give out the mail to be delivered. If a trip ends at the exchanging station, makes over the mail for relieving to the set. To if the set is continuous set, so he has to hand over the charge to another set. So that is the meaning of that. Then mail agent should examine and check the article detailed in the list of article and see that articles of stationery, stamps, seals, books, etc. are carefully put away. The bag containing empty bags for return of record office is labeled and sealed. So it is properly received back and properly labeled and sealed. Then the mail box is properly secured. That the office room is swept and everything is arranged in a tidy and orderly manner. So that also he has to ensure. He should then lock the office room and retain the key in his personal custody if there is no relieving mail agent. But if there is a succeeding set, he will make over the deposit mails and entry in a mail list and hand over a charge to the officer of the office to his reliever. So these are the things mail agent or mail guard should take care while quitting before quitting a van or office. So this is the little lengthy one, and some more points are there in a volume. You can go through that. So A order and B order is a very important topic. So both A and B order are issued by SRM or SSRM. So that is the first point. So how A order is different from B order? Let us see. So A order is serially numbered from the number from April. So one starts from April. Include change in sorting order related to RMS unit within the division. This is a very important point. So when there is a change in the sorting order, then a order will be issued, that too within the division. If there is a change within the division, then only a order will be issued. If the change is within circle or other than circles, it will be issued by circle office. So it will not be issued by the SRM. If there is any change within the division, then only a order will be issued by the SRM or SSRM. A copy will be sent to each set to be read and initialed by the sorting assistant, updated in the due mail sorting list, whatever it is. So very important is a order will be issued when there is a change in the sorting order. Please note that particular word, sorting order. B order also, as I told, will be issued by the SRM or SSRM. Any order issued other than the sorting order will be available in a B order. So like this we have to understand. So B order relates us to temporary changes generally issued in a greeting seasons. What are the arrangements that needs to be done? Specify how the article to be disposed during the period and routing list for a period, issued only when necessary. Okay, so here A order means whenever there is a change in the sorting order, A order will be issued. Whenever there is no such change in sorting orders, only general instructions pertaining to certain events, then they will issue a B order. Both are issued by SRM or SSRM. So that is the point we have to note. Okay. We have seen 12 topics which are covered in Postman and MTS syllabus. If any topics is left over here by oversight, you can go through that through the rulings. From this topic, 5 questions will be there and 5 marks will be awarded. So if you are thorough with this, definitely you can get all 5 marks. So all the best. If you have not subscribed Study Room yet, please subscribe and click on the bell button to get the latest notification. Thank you.